Now, sit back, relax, and get ready for Dr. Dom Radio, an internet radio experience like no other.
That sound like Buzz.
Like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, watch me on YouTube, because I'm a winner. Get at me, and get at me, get at me, if you're feeling me. Facebook.com/Mr. Me no music, I'm trying to get with ya. Paparazzi stalking me, trying to stand my picture. If I look familiar, then I dated your sister. Been going on since I was doing black blocks, running around with Rellendale, all on the back blocks. Everybody knows as crazy as it seems. Them out doing me, that's only in your dreams. Now all my ladies try to all my homies hop on them like and keep moving forward, no time to look back. Before you know it, it's time to bring the hook back. Like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, watch me on YouTube, because I'm a winner. Get at me, and get at me, get at me, if you're feeling me. Like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, watch me on YouTube, because I'm a winner. Get at me, and get at me, get at me, if you're feeling me. Twitter.com/Mr. Me no music, get it poppin' like a blister. I don't really care if the haters don't like me. I would work with Timberland, but it's too pricey. Oh, I think she like me. The dude wanna fight me. All this because he can't satisfy his wifey. And those that don't learn move closer to their fate and end up dead, but by then it's too late. Now all my ladies drop it down like, and all my homies hop on them like, and keep moving forward, no time to look back. Before you know it, it's time to bring the hook back. Like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, watch me on YouTube, because I'm a winner. Get at me, and get at me, get at me, if you're feeling me. Like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, watch me on YouTube, because I'm a winner. Get at me, and get at me, get at me, if you're feeling me. Big moves, big money, big business, no holds barred. Y'all call this the competition? Big spender, come defend this #1 contender. Start waving your white flag, cause I'll never surrender. Watch me on YouTube, now you know who's who. Back in the day, they thought I was cuckoo. Now that I'm making moves and doing my thing, when the verse is done, I want all y'all to sing. Like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, watch me on YouTube, because I'm a winner. Get at me, and get at me, get at me, if you're feeling me. Like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, watch me on YouTube, because I'm a winner. Get at me, and get at me, and get at me, if you're feeling me.
Welcome, everybody, to the conclusion of Hump Day with the Dr. Dom Radio Show. I appreciate everyone tuning in with us tonight. We have an interesting topic tonight, getting over the Wednesday hump, the middle of the week, discussing a pervasive issue that plagues many of you, whether it's directly or indirectly. This topic connects with many of you out there and probably infuriates many of you out there. The topic tonight is social media obsession, and either because, you use the internet and social media, or you know someone who does, then that's why you're listening, and it'll be appreciated if you tune in tonight and participate in the show tonight. There are multiple ways to do that, and I'll discuss them in a second. But I want to welcome you to this episode of Dr. Dom Radio. With me tonight, the one and only Love Doctor, Dr. Denny Burns. Thanks for being here, brother.
Thank you for having me.
As always, a pleasure. And then we have Jason. We changed your name from J.J. Stokes to Jason Contro Sailor, and that Contro is short for controversy because he likes to contradict everything you or I will say.
I'm tweeting this right now.
You're tweeting it right now. So welcome to the show, Jay. Welcome back. He's like the mean villain in a movie or something. And we have the youngster with us, providing a younger person's perspective on this issue tonight. Back for another round of DDR, the one and only Harrison Oliver Hancock, otherwise known as H2O. Thanks again for being here, Harry.
Thank you, Dr. Dom.
We appreciate it, as always, when you're here joining us. in the studio, although it may seem a little weird from time to time.
Yeah, just a little bit.
So feel free to jump in with your perspectives. Phone number is 215-850-4399. You can either call or text. And a third option for participating in tonight's show is that chat box that you see. If you scroll down, you'll see a chat box. And feel free to sign in using Facebook, or you can just sign in as a guest and participate during our show. And tonight, with the upsurge of the reliance on the internet, we all use the internet for various things, for work, for school, just because we want to connect with other people. It's not surprising that many people blur the lines between the virtual and the physical worlds today. In 2013, this has been a pervasive issue that has started, in 1996 was the first time the term internet addiction was used, and now we throw it around left and right. And I posted on Facebook a little while back about, do you know someone who's addicted to the internet? And everyone except one person wrote back yes, that they know somebody. So that would make me believe that it's a pervasive issue. And obviously these people were on Facebook, so maybe they were referring to themselves. But, I mean, obviously interpersonal relationships have forever been transformed because of the internet. Agreed?
Agreed. You agreed, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I could rent a woman on Facebook or hire one from Russia to fly over.
Why just take it there? Like, why are we going there with it?
How much does it cost?
$9.99.
$9.99.
I mean, to fly one over, it's $9.99.
$9.99
$9.99.
from Ukraine.
Really?
Yeah.
What kind of product are you getting?
They have like 2 legs.
Okay.
Okay.
2 legs.
Was it a chicken?
Are you, can I ask you a question? Are you splitting the internet from social media, because everyone needs the internet for work to look things up, Wikipedia, encyclopedias, anything? Are you separating like social media?
No, when I'm using the terms tonight, when I'm talking about social media, I'm using the terms internet and social media interchangeably.
When's the last time you didn't use the internet?
I use the internet all the time.
Well,
So that doesn't mean you're addicted to it.
Hey, Contro, listen. When I'm using the term social media and referring to the internet, it could be social media in terms of like Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, LinkedIn, or I could be referring to, email or online gaming or something like that, or text messaging. I'm lumping all them together.
Got it.
Okay?
So like Google searches, like if I'm doing a paper in college.
That's a little bit, it is a little bit there. All right, let me rephrase this. I'm using it.
I got him frustrated.
No, you didn't. I'm just clarifying for the listeners. I'm using it interchangeably when you're communicating with other people or interacting with other people. Okay, so online gaming where you're interacting with other people.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? So if there's a component where there's some sort of social,
Like the kids
interpersonal
that don't
connection.
go outside, that put their little headsets on and play some kid in California on Zelda or whatever they play nowadays.
California on
I
Zelda.
don't play Zelda.
It's not Zelda anymore, but it's something. It's like medieval times, or it's a war game that they're
World
playing.
of Warcraft.
Thank you. It's like Zelda.
Zelda? Okay. Jay, you're showing your age. You were just talking about aging, and you're showing.
Remember, you had to blow into the cassette to make it work?
Yeah.
Yes, back in the day with Nintendo, when we couldn't connect with other people, we just had to play with.
We had to play the computer.
We had to play.
Double dribble.
All right, we're getting away from it. So tonight's goal is to better understand social media dependence. Who's at risk? How can someone curb their overuse of the internet? We're going to talk about all that. And Dr. Dom's food for thought, as always, is up there for you guys. The questions I posted are, do you know anyone who's addicted to the internet? That includes social media, online gaming, electronic devices. Obviously, Jason didn't read that. And if so, how does this affect that person's life? And more importantly, because you are a listener of Dr. Dom Radio, how does that addiction affect you? Second on there, I have what troubles you most about social media obsession? And then the third question, how could someone curb internet dependence? So share a personal story related to tonight's topic. And once again, the phone number is 215-850-4399. Somebody said they can't really hear Dennis, and that's the way we like it here.
I know my voice is sexy. I'll speak up.
Denny, hold on. I'll fix that for you, Denny. That should be better. Everyone wants to hear that.
Guess 279 should sign in.
The Love Doctor.
279. Thank you.
Just a reminder, if you do call in, as soon as we pick up the phone, you're live on Dr. Dom Radio. And obviously you can use the chat box as well. You don't have to raise your hand. We're not in school.
Well, there's a lot of people here today, but I would like to start the conversation.
Go ahead.
I think it's sad that you have these young kids that don't go outside and see the sun in the grass because they play. What's the game you're talking about?
World of Warcraft.
Yeah, the society today, they stand.
Zelda.
No, for real, they stand in line early because they want to go get the game. Half of them probably not half. I don't know. A lot of them can't afford the game or shouldn't be buying the game. They have no friends. They're obese.
75% of them are virgins as well.
That's fine. They're young kids. They're 14. Dennis, who do you want? You don't want these kids like having sex at 14. That's another show.
Well, 14 is different, but I'm talking about having an actual life.
Oh,
'Cause I play video
there are.
games as
Listen,
well.
there are adults that stick with like Candy Crush. I know someone who spent $300 on Candy Crush to get some type of whatever it is to do more crushing of candy. It's insane.
Okay.
It's totally.
There is a funny video on
The fat guy?
YouTube.
Yeah, I saw that.
It
That's
was
an
his
act.
Wife it's an act.
Yeah.
Okay. But it's pretty legitimate. But like
Yeah.
we played sports as kids.
he breaks the Candy Crush little thing. I only have 25 cents. That's
Well,
pretty
we
funny.
all played video games as kids, but I also wanted to play sports outside. I wanted to interact with my friends, and
Yeah.
I do want to throw something out there though. In terms of being diagnosed as a clinical disorder, internet addiction has not reached the DSM, which is a Diagnostic Statistical Manual for diagnosing mental disorders. It has not reached even though 1996 was the first time internet addiction was used.
Because it's a technological disease. We've created the tool.
A technological.
Yeah, we've created technology that allows individuals to have. There are now 3D games. There are now avatars. We've created our society. Have created these tools that bring these new mental illnesses to society.
Well, the DSM doesn't even use the word addiction; it uses dependence. So we would rephrase it as internet dependence or social media dependence. And when you're talking about dependence, that means that somebody meeting the criteria for other addictions, that they build up tolerance to it, that they display withdrawal symptoms, that it affects their life in a negative way, so they forgo doing things with their
They have
family.
no social skills. We're creating a society of people that are robots.
But I'm just saying that it's not recognized as a standalone disorder
'Cause it's new.
today.
Oh,
It's
it
been
will be
around for
soon.
17 years.
I think it will be soon.
A lot of people
Yeah,
thought it was
but it
going to make it
hasn't-
into the DSM, but it didn't.
Has it really been around for 17 years? The internet's been around for
The
17
idea
years.
has,
Yeah,
but there's not enough research that has backed it up. I'm just making
It's
this
getting
clear
worse.
that it's not clarified
Yeah.
as a disorder, but it is a pervasive issue that affects people.
But I don't want to have people pay. I don't want to see insurance companies start to pay someone to go to the doctor because they're addicted to the internet. How dumb is that?
Well, there's tons of dumb things
yeah,
that people are getting.
But that's ridiculous. There's
But
like,
it's okay if somebody goes to the doctor because they have 17 other illnesses that are related to their obesity?
there's difference on
That's
dependencies on
overeating.
alcohol or drugs. You're talking about playing a video game or addicted to Twitter or pimps. That's insane. That's just
People
ridiculous.
choose to drink. People choose to eat. People choose to use the internet.
sometimes
yeah.
when you go somewhere, you just have to check in. You just have to do it.
But in all honesty, I mean, we all know people who are out there and constantly on Facebook. Every time you log on to Facebook, they're using it. They're constantly updating their Twitter feed. And one thing that has been researched, has been found, is that the rush that people get when their Twitter followers increase or when the likes on their page on Facebook is similar to the rush that a gambler gets when they're on a winning streak at the blackjack table.
Feels so much better
who
when you
doesn't-
get more
who
Twitter
doesn't-
followers.
Well, who doesn't like when a good post gets?
So it's funny.
I understand, but for some people, it starts to encompass their daily life.
It's funny.
I
I
incriminating
purposely
things.
stopped using Facebook for about 4 or 5 weeks. And because I was coming on the show, my son happened to be sick, so I put something on there about him being sick. It was great. If anyone's listening who posted on there, they hoped Ethan got well. It was great, but I got to be honest with you, how it just made me totally laugh. Like, if I see that my friend's, I don't give a shit. Your kid's sick, that's great. That's part of life. Who cares? Like, I think it's funny that people, and it's because it's a new tool. I'm out with this. I'm doing that. I'm shopping for Christmas. I'm late for my Christmas shopping. I went to the zoo.
Who cares?
Without Facebook, I don't really give a crap what you're doing on a daily
Right,
basis.
but what I'm trying to get across is that some people, this is their life. This is what they do. They take pictures of what they eat,
It's
and
just
they
'cause
have to
it's a
show.
tool.
Oh,
I
love,
understand,
like
but
the diary
some-
post where it's like, "Oh my god, I can't believe it happened again." ... It's like,
Now the thing
oh
is,
my god,
sometimes
what happened again?
with diets, like if people are doing like a food diet, they will post pictures of
Yes.
themselves eating food, but they say that
keeps them scheduled to
Correct, and they're
eating
proud of
healthy.
themselves. They're proud of themselves. That's different.
Yeah.
I think things like that are fine. If you want to post an accomplishment, you want to post something that's great. And
You're so contradictory. You're contradicting yourself. Oh, 1 minute you don't care what people post that a kid's sick, but the next minute it's okay if they post their spaghetti.
Well, it's funny because
I said it's a motivational aspect. What's motivating about my son threw up last night? There's no motivation there.
why did you post it then?
I only posted because I was coming on the show.